seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being by an American man.
Dax Shepard just revealed something jaw-dropping about Ashton Kutcher that could change how the world sees him. For years, Ashton has been adored as the funny guy with a big heart, but there is more to his story. Could there be details about his life that even his biggest supporters never saw coming? Let us uncover the shocking announcement that's making Kutcher cancel all his new movies and retire from the industry. The house that took Brittany's life. Brittany Murphy, the vibrant actress known for roles in Clueless and 8 Mile, captured hearts with her talent and charisma. She reportedly dated a co-star for 5 months after meeting on the set of Just Married, even sparking engagement rumors. But on December 20th, 2009, the world was rocked by her sudden death at just 32. Official reports pointed to pneumonia, anemia, and a mix of medications, but fans and skeptics alike couldn't accept this as the full story. How does a young, seemingly healthy woman fall so ill so quickly? And why did the house she lived in, with its history of eerie claims, add even more intrigue to her death? Before we dive into this, it's clear that there's much more to Brittany Murphy's death than anyone realized, and what we uncover next will leave you speechless. Brittany's Hollywood Hills mansion was more than just a stunning property. It had a dark reputation, with previous owner Britney Spears reportedly leaving due to unsettling experiences. Brittany herself felt the house was cursed, often begging to move out. Tragically, it's where her life ended. Adding fuel to the rumors, her husband, Simon Monjack, also died there just 5 months later. The eerie parallels between their deaths, both from pneumonia and anemia, made people wonder, was it just bad luck or was something more sinister at play? Even as the coroner dismissed claims of toxic mold in the house, whispers of something darker didn't stop. Friends and fans pointed to Simon's controversial behavior and Brittany's supposed unease in her final days. But that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Hollywood connections to tragedy. Certain stars seem to find themselves surrounded by chilling incidents that raise eyebrows and fuel speculation. Take the elimination of Ashley Ellerin, for example. Back in 2001, one actor was set to pick her up for a date, but arrived to find her unresponsive inside her home. It was later revealed she had been eliminated by the Hollywood Ripper. While the actor was cleared of any involvement, the event added to the odd shadow cast over his career. How does one actor find himself so close to such devastating events? More recently, advocacy efforts against trafficking have been met with mixed reactions. While some praise these efforts, others question the sincerity and timing of the involvement. Critics point out that such actions sometimes feel more like publicity stunts than genuine activism. And then there's the controversy surrounding former business partners who faced allegations of misconduct. Could associations with such figures hint at deeper issues? And let's not forget the allegations involving young actress Daveigh Chase. Known for her role in The Ring, Daveigh's rise to fame was overshadowed by rumors of inappropriate behavior from those in Hollywood's elite circles. Though no formal charges were ever brought, the mere suggestion of such actions has left a stain on reputations. It's a stark reminder that the glitz of Hollywood often hides a much darker reality. One star's wife, Mila Kunis, reportedly moved out amid the growing controversies, sparking further speculation. Could the pressure of public scrutiny and unresolved issues have driven a wedge between them? And what does this say about the man who once seemed to have it all together? These questions don't have easy answers, but they paint a picture of a life far more complicated than it appears. As we learn more about Daveigh Chase's rise to fame, we can't ignore the strange events that followed. From Disney star to silent life. From the moment she was 3 years old, Daveigh Chase seemed destined for the spotlight. Whether it was singing or dancing at local events, she effortlessly captured the attention of everyone around her. Her parents, quick to notice her undeniable talent, encouraged her to aim for the stars in the entertainment world. By the time she was 7, she had already landed a big gig in a Campbell's soup commercial. That kind of opportunity doesn't come around often for most kids, but for Daveigh, it was just the beginning of something much bigger. Things escalated quickly from there. By 8 years old, she'd snagged her first TV role, proving she had what it took to thrive in a competitive industry. It wasn't all smooth sailing though. Some early auditions didn't pan out and rejection became a familiar hurdle. But if there's one thing about Davey, it's that she didn't give up. Her persistence paid off in 2003 when she landed a role on Oliver Bean playing the quirky and unforgettable Joyce. It was a stepping stone, sure, but what came next catapulted her into a whole new league. Disney's Lilo and Stitch was a cultural phenomenon, and Davey's voice brought Lilo to life. Lilo wasn't just a cartoon character. She was spunky, smart, and full of heart, resonating with audiences worldwide. The line, "Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten," became iconic, and Davey's voice became a cornerstone of its success. This wasn't just another gig for her, it was a moment that made her a household name. Disney clearly saw her value, involving her in every Lilo-related project, from TV series to video games. But while Davey's voice warmed hearts, her role as Samara in The Ring chilled them to the bone. The haunting image of her crawling out of a TV screen still lingers in the minds of horror fans. This wasn't a typical child actor's role, it was intense and terrifying, earning her the MTV Movie Award for Best Villain. It proved she wasn't just a one-note talent, she could tackle roles that were miles apart in tone and complexity. In the same year, she voiced Chihiro in the English version of Spirited Away, which went on to win an Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. By age 12, Davey had already left an indelible mark on Hollywood. But as quickly as she rose, Davey began to slip from the limelight. By her late teens, the roles became fewer, and her presence in Hollywood began to fade. Some fans speculated that she chose to step back and live a more private life. Others pointed to the grueling demands and darker aspects of the industry that often weigh heavily on child actors. Hollywood's glossy surface hides a much harsher reality, especially for young stars trying to navigate its complexities. Adding to the intrigue surrounding her life, a resurfaced video from 2003 has reignited conversations about the dangers young actors face in the entertainment world. The clip shows a 12-year-old Davey Chase being invited to an after-party by none other than Sean "Diddy" Combs. The footage, now viral, has drawn sharp criticism as it coincides with ongoing allegations against the music mogul. Many have questioned why a child was even in that situation and what it says about the entertainment industry's priorities. Diddy's reputation, already under fire, has taken another hit as people dissect the video. The unsettling nature of the invitation, combined with the power dynamics at play, raises uncomfortable questions. Social media erupted with users expressing outrage, calling out not just Diddy but the broader culture that allows such behavior to persist. The clip has become yet another piece of evidence in a growing list of controversies surrounding him, fueling demands for accountability. But the scrutiny didn't stop there. An actor seen presenting Davey with an award in the same clip faced backlash for his interactions with her. While his behavior wasn't as overtly questionable, the optics of the situation left many unsettled. Critics question the broader ecosystem of Hollywood, where young talents like Davey often find themselves surrounded by adults who may not have their best interests at heart. This latest revelation has once again put a spotlight on the exploitation of child stars, a problem that's plagued the industry for decades. For every success story, there are countless tales of young actors chewed up and spit out by a system more concerned with profits than people. Davy's experiences, both the highs and the lows, serve as a stark reminder of the challenges that come with early fame. As she disappeared from public view, the whispers about what really happened to her only grew louder. While Davey's story brings up serious questions about fame, the sad case of Ashley Elleren's death adds even more uncertainty to Hollywood. The night Ashley Elleren left us. When Ashley Elleren, a lively 22-year-old fashion student, was found hurt nearly 50 times in her Hollywood home in February 2001, the whole city gasped. She was preparing for a date with a rising star from That 70s Show. But when he arrived, the lights were out and the door was locked. Peeking through the window, he noticed what he assumed was spilled wine on the floor. Little did he know, just beyond that locked door was Ashley's lifeless body. The next morning, Ashley's roommate uncovered the gruesome truth. The scene was horrific, and her tragic death was later tied to Michael Gargiulo, infamously known as the Hollywood Ripper, a serial criminal who preyed on women across California. While Gargiulo's conviction brought some closure, questions about that night have raised countless eyebrows. Why didn't the actor call the police when he saw the unusual scene? Why did it take him nearly 2 hours to show up at Ashley's place after their last call? These lingering questions, paired with his testimony during Gargiulo's trial years later, left many wondering if there was more to the story than met the eye. Fast forward to 2019. He took the stand in Gargiulo's trial, describing how he freaked out after learning Ashley's fate, especially since his fingerprints were all over her front door. He claimed he thought the red stains he saw through the window were spilled wine, but skeptics weren't convinced. Many questioned his detached demeanor and his nonchalant recounting of that night. Some even floated conspiracy theories suggesting his involvement was deeper than he let on. Could there be something he's not telling us? As his testimony stirred debates, his personal life began making headlines for reasons that were just as unsettling. Rumors swirled that his wife Mila Kunis was planning to distance herself from him. Allegedly, she's uncomfortable with his ties not only to Ashley's tragic death, but also to disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Speculation even suggested Mila might be cooperating with federal investigators, possibly sharing information that could implicate her husband in larger criminal circles. If true, this could spell serious trouble for the carefully crafted image he worked so hard to build. The connection between him and Diddy runs deeper than many realize. Diddy, a prominent figure in the music industry since the 90s, has been associated with various scandals over the years. From launching Bad Boy Entertainment to hosting lavish parties, Diddy's influence was undeniable. He was often spotted at Diddy's famous events, including the notorious Labor Day white parties, becoming a regular fixture in his orbit. Their friendship raised questions, especially as Diddy faced allegations of racketeering and trafficking. Could he have been a bystander to darker dealings, or was he more involved than he'd admit? Public scrutiny deepened when his ties to Diddy were brought up during interviews. On shows like Hot Ones, where he shared stories about Diddy's legendary parties, he was careful not to reveal too much, but his vague responses only fueled speculation. Could the news of those glamorous nights hold clues to something far more sinister? As the whispers grew louder, Mila's alleged unease became a focal point. Sources claimed she'd started pulling away, worried about the potential fallout from his connections. Some insiders hinted she might have uncovered something explosive, possibly linking him to illegal activities tied to Diddy's circle. With federal investigations reportedly underway, Mila's supposed collaboration with authorities raised the stakes. Could her actions signal the unraveling of his carefully maintained facade? Beyond Mila, his Hollywood peers began distancing themselves as well. Once seen as a charismatic star with a squeaky clean image, he now faced mounting skepticism. While his philanthropic efforts and investments painted a picture of a modern-day mogul, the shadow of his past associations loomed large. Could his rise to fame have been built on connections he'd rather forget? Meanwhile, the public's fascination with the Hollywood Ripper case remained strong. Gargiulo's conviction may have closed one chapter, but the unanswered questions about his role lingered. Why didn't he act sooner when he noticed something was off at Ashley's home? Could his delayed response have changed the course of events that night? As more details emerged, the narrative surrounding him grew increasingly complex. Then came the revelations about Diddy's darker side. From allegations of exploitation to criminal networks, his empire seemed to crumble under scrutiny. His association with Diddy during these turbulent times cast a long shadow. Was he merely an unwitting participant in Diddy's world, or did he know more than he let on? As we piece together these events, it's clear the lines between Hollywood glamour and real-life consequences are often blurred. Ashley Elleren's tragic death, the actor's questionable actions, and his ties to Diddy form a tangled web of intrigue. With federal investigations reportedly targeting Diddy's network, could he find himself caught in the crossfire? The stakes have never been higher and the truth remains elusive. As Ashley's death story unfolds, the links between Hollywood stars and controversial people like Diddy grow stronger. The Masterson scandal that shocked Hollywood. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are not strangers to public attention, but recently they've been at the center of a storm that shows no sign of settling. It all kicked off when old clips and new statements painted the couple in an unflattering light. They found themselves in hot water after voicing support for Danny Masterson, their former co-star who was convicted on 2 counts of rape. The backlash came swift and unrelenting, fueled by their character reference letters advocating for leniency, a move many saw as deeply tone-deaf. Masterson's sentence? A staggering 30 years to life with the added mark of registering as an offender. For many, his conviction was a grim but necessary moment of justice. Yet Ashton and Mila's involvement brought their own reputations into question. Their letters, which described Masterson as a role model and highlighted his anti-substance stance, felt jarring against the severity of the crimes. Mila, for instance, called him an exceptional older brother figure, while Ashton credited him with steering him away from substance abuse. Were they trying to excuse the inexcusable? That's exactly what critics wanted to know. Adding fuel to the fire was actress Christina Ricci's unfiltered response. Without naming names, her statement on social media seemed aimed directly at Ashton and Mila. In stark white text on a black background, she reminded the world that abusers often hide in plain sight. "Sometimes people we love and admire do horrible things," she wrote. Her words resonated deeply, particularly as she'd faced personal experiences that underscored how challenging it is for victims to come forward. Ricci's powerful post wasn't just a critique, it was a call to believe victims, even when it's uncomfortable. But Ashton and Mila weren't staying silent. The pair released a joint apology video attempting to explain their actions. According to them, Masterson's family had asked for the letters. They claimed their intent wasn't to undermine victims, but to share their personal experiences with Masterson. Yet their explanation didn't land well. Critics described their apology as hollow, with some accusing them of being more concerned about public perception than genuine remorse. Online, the reaction was intense and sharp. People felt betrayed, especially after one journalist pointed out how the words in Ashton and Mila's letters sounded oddly similar to language used by Scientology, a detail that only made public opinion turn against them even more. Many were quick to bring up Ashton's charity, Thorn, which works to stop child exploitation. The glaring contradiction was hard to miss. How can someone fight for victims on one hand and defend someone accused of such a serious crime on the other? Read one comment that perfectly captured the growing anger. The gap between Ashton's activism and his personal choices left many wondering if his public image was truly genuine. At the same time, Christina Ricci returned to social media to explain her earlier comments. She claimed her words weren't meant to criticize anyone specifically, but the timing of her post made people question that claim. "Lately, I've been reflecting on these issues more seriously," she shared, leaving her followers with much to think about. Her words touched on a larger challenge: how to make sense of the difference between public personas and private lives. This idea of how actions and reputations conflict feels like the thread running through everything that's happened. The fallout from Ashton and Mila's actions isn't going away anytime soon. What they did has ignited discussions about responsibility, the power of fame, and the importance of listening to survivors. As celebrities, their mistakes are put under a giant spotlight, making them impossible to ignore. This controversy has left a mark on their careers that won't fade quickly. It's a clear example of how fame doesn't shield anyone from criticism, and sometimes public judgment can feel harsher than any courtroom decision. Their choices remind us of a bigger truth. Being in the public eye means living under constant scrutiny. Every action is watched, analyzed, and judged, especially when it comes to issues as serious as this. Fame brings influence, but it also brings responsibility. A balance that's easy to lose and hard to rebuild once broken. For Ashton and Mila, the road ahead is uncertain, and the debates surrounding their decisions have only just begun. Is Dax Shepard's announcement about Ashton Kutcher just a misunderstood revelation, or does it hint at something much darker beneath the surface? Could this change how we see one of Hollywood's most beloved stars? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more.